guys, it's Steph here and I'm in a very different position and I'm sans makeup, so I apologise for that. But it is Saturday afternoon, it is stinking hot here in Melbourne, and I thought that this week for my Frankenstein video I would film it vlog style. So I'm going to be reading chapters 4 to 6 in my edition of the book, which is this one. And that is from page, hang on, let's check, because I know some people were having difficulty because different editions are laid out in different ways. So this is from page 51, and now I know why people are getting confused because I completely misread that. That's okay. So I'm going to read today to page 100-ish. It's actually going to be page 97, which is the end of chapter 3 of volume 2. Okie dokie, let's do this. So I just read the part where Frankenstein has gone back to studies with Clerval and is deciding to follow in his friend's footsteps and learn a little bit about the Orientalists. And I liked this little quote that said, "I did not, like him, attempt a critical knowledge of their dialects, for I did not contemplate making any other use of them than temporary amusement." And I think that's really quite interesting because there are so many things that I, as a person, really like to just do for the sake of doing them and for fun, and I don't know, I just connected with that. For some reason I have a strange obsession with descriptions of storms, and there's a passage that comes as Frankenstein is returning to Geneva after the death of William, and I just really liked it. It said, "During this short voyage, I saw the lightning playing on the summit of Mont Blanc in the most beautiful figures. The storm appeared to approach rapidly, and on landing, I ascended a low hill that I might observe its progress. It advanced, the heavens were clouded, and I soon felt the rain coming slowly in large drops, but its violence quickly increased." I just like that. It sounds so beautiful. Is it overly cynical of me as Victor's father talks about how he believes that Justine will not receive any impartial treatment while being tried for the murder of William, that I'm sitting here going, yeah, so that's not going to happen. Very cynical, isn't it? But even so. Okay, so I just finished volume 1, which is the first 8 chapters of the book, since I totally stuffed up the chapter order. And it was really interesting and really frustrating to see such a poor example of justice system. And I know that it was of the time and whatnot, but it was really sort of just heartbreaking that someone would be condemned with very minimal evidence. So I've pulled out my trusty questions and I'm having a look at them. And it says, who is at fault for William's death? Is anyone other than the murderer responsible for what happened? And Victor obviously thinks that it is his creation that is the murderer, and I don't have enough evidence at this point to say whether it is or it isn't, but he firmly believes that it is, and whether or not that's his guilt talking, and unless it's his guilt trying to overlay it onto the tragedy of the death of William, but in which case I suppose some of the blame would then lay with him if he's caused chain reaction of events that leads up to William's death, but that's not necessarily the case, so who knows? The next question says, how might Justine's trial have differed in today's court systems? One would hope that there would be less of a bias. I mean, Justine was forced to confess because she was told that she would go to hell and that she was a monster and she would not be admitted into heaven if she didn't confess to a crime that she didn't commit. So one would hope that that doesn't happen these days, but then again, you never know. But I don't think it would be as blatant as this. So one would assume that she would probably have a much fairer trial and there would be a much more detailed look into it, particularly if the evidence was circumstantial. So, Anyway, I'm on page 76, so I'm going to read up to, I said page 100, but I think it's really going to be page 97, which is chapter 3 of volume 2. So I'm going to try and read that now. It's not too many pages, and then I will chat to you afterwards. Oh my God, my hair's everywhere. This is very low-key, guys, so clearly. Okay, so again, I didn't realise that when I first started reading this book that it would be a retelling of the story from Frankenstein's perspective to Walter, and now we're about to have Frankenstein's monster tell the story. That's really interesting. I didn't realise that the story was told in this way. So I'm going to read chapter 3 from volume 2 and then I'm going to stop there, I think, and pick it up next time. So I just finished chapter 3 in volume 2 and it is the first part of Frankenstein's monsters story and sort of how he woke up and how he just started wandering around. And the descriptions are really lovely. Like I said last week, I really like the way that Mary Shelley describes things and I think it's beautiful. I struggled a little bit with it today, but I think it's because of the heat and it's hot and I've got lights on and it's just not ideal reading conditions for me today. But I am still enjoying the story and I will hopefully read the next 50 pages. Let's do it in bunches of 50 people because clearly I don't have this chapter thing down pat. So next 50 pages. So I'll get somewhere up to about 150 next week. Let's double check. Yeah, there's another chapter break at 150 in the next group. So that will be useful. I will leave some of the questions I was reading and some of the ones that I didn't down below as well. So if you want to join in, feel free. But even if you just want to post your reactions and remind me that maybe I should have checked this whole chapter thing before I started this. Well, we're all learning. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful day and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.